The courtroom was packed. A high-profile corporate fraud case had drawn media attention, local curiosity seekers, and a full docket. But what no one expected, least of all Judge Randolph Mercer, was that the morning's proceedings would spark a firestorm that would reach far beyond the courthouse steps. Jason M. Ellis, a 33-year-old defense attorney, stood confidently at the defense table. Dressed in a sharp gray suit and speaking with calm authority, he was representing a client accused of embezzling funds from a major tech firm. But all eyes were on Jason for more than just his strategy. He was young, black, and not a regular fixture in the city's elite legal circuit. Judge Mercer, a white man in his late 60s, known for his curt demeanor, leaned back in his chair as Jason began delivering a meticulous argument grounded in constitutional protections and forensic financial analysis. "Counselor," the judge interrupted abruptly, "is this some kind of lecture you picked up from a YouTube channel? This isn't a TED Talk." A ripple of laughter spread through the courtroom. Jason didn't flinch. He paused, looked directly at the bench, and said, "No, Your Honor, this is a direct citation from United States v. Booker, as taught in my constitutional law seminar at Harvard." The judge's expression froze for a moment. He flipped through the case file before muttering, "Let's stay focused on facts, not showboating." It wasn't the first time Jason had encountered such dismissiveness, but this moment, caught on the courtroom livestream, was different. Because Jason Ellis wasn't just any lawyer. He had graduated at the top of his class from Harvard Law School, served as editor-in-chief of the Harvard Law Review, and clerked for a U.S. Circuit Court judge. He had argued cases before appellate courts, authored major legal reviews, and founded a nonprofit offering legal aid to underserved communities. The mockery from the bench triggered outrage online. Clips of the exchange went viral under hashtags like #he is the top of his class and #Harvard not heard. Dozens of attorneys, judges, and law professors took to social media to praise Jason's professionalism and condemn the judge's tone. Professor Elaine Ruiz of Harvard Law tweeted, "Jason Ellis is one of the brightest legal minds I've ever taught. The courtroom should be a place of law, not prejudice." Within days, local bar associations released statements demanding an inquiry into Judge Mercer's conduct. Legal analysts pointed out a pattern. Mercer had previously drawn complaints about tone and treatment toward young attorneys, especially women and attorneys of color. But Jason wasn't interested in headlines. In a press conference held outside the courthouse, he addressed the issue directly. "Respect in the courtroom is supposed to go both ways. I don't need acknowledgement for where I went to school. I need acknowledgement that every client, regardless of who represents them, deserves a fair and unbiased hearing. This isn't about me. It's about the people we're sworn to serve." The following week, Jason filed a formal complaint with the Judicial Review Board, not for personal vindication, but to document what he called a culture of quiet condescension that erodes trust in our legal system. Ironically, the client Jason defended that day was acquitted on all charges. His arguments, once mocked, had laid the foundation for reasonable doubt that even the prosecution couldn't crack. Later that year, Jason was invited to speak at Harvard's graduation, where he addressed the next generation of lawyers. "You will be questioned, you will be underestimated, and sometimes even your excellence will be ridiculed. But remember, you don't stand there alone. You stand on centuries of struggle, scholarship, and strength." As for Judge Mercer, he retired quietly 6 months later amid mounting pressure. Jason Ellis? He continued practicing law, teaching part-time, and mentoring students who reminded him of himself. Brilliant, prepared, and unbothered by the skepticism of others. Because he had learned something long ago, credentials may open doors, but character commands the room.